Gentlemen, Happy New Year. This is a great way to kick off 2023. This is the reason I go to movie theaters. I love seeing these type of action movies in theaters. So many blockbusters focus on bombastic superhero movies, while Plane shows the heart that exists in a world, in the real world in times of crisis. Gerard, I got to ask you, I love the moments of humanity when your character is affected by what's happening while understanding his need to stay centered and lead. How did you find that balance, and why was it important to tell these type of stories demonstrating heroism?
These are stories that I love to tell. It's like an everyday man in a very out of the ordinary situation, everyday people actually in a very out of the ordinary situation. And how do we as a people or as an individual deal with that situation? What is it going to pull out of us? What are the decisions that we have to make that will go wrong? And like you say, the thing that I love are those quiet moments. I mean, we have plenty of action and it's so suspenseful, but the moments that really kind of grab you are those like moments between him and I of bonding, of understanding each other, or me and my own as I realize that the severity of this situation and what's just happened, or what are the decisions that I have to make, maybe abandoning my passengers, but to go and do something else. These are things that an audience, I think, can identify with for the very reason of their imperfections, but their vulnerability and their humanity. And that's, we're taking them on a wild ride, but we're taking them on a ride that we really feel they're there with us because they get it. They understand. It could just as easily be one of them flying the plane or one of them in handcuffs, and on this journey together.
Absolutely. Now, Mike, your character has some interesting similarities to Luke Cage, a prisoner that steps up to become a hero. Did you draw anything from your time as Luke Cage, and what did you want to bring to the role that wasn't necessarily on the page?
I never drew a comparison between the two. I mean, a lot of interesting characters start in handcuffs. I mean, as a cinema, it's like a lot of interesting characters are criminals because it just is a great place to start. And I've come to the conclusion that sometimes you just have to start in a weird place and then find your way out of it. I was more drawn to the relationship again between Torrance and Gaspare, because it was one of those things where it was a trust journey for both of them. And what I'm starting to realize is that you look at the way it works is almost like Torrance is trying to save the whole entire plane, right? The entire crew. And I'm sort of trying to save him from himself. It's like he's got all this stuff he wants to do. And I'm like, you can't do it that way. And then it's like, and then he's just gung-ho. And it's almost like, he needs help. And it's like, for better or for worse, I got to hitch myself to this wagon. And it's one of those things. It's like you're watching a car accident in slow motion, or is it going to turn out great? And it's all these questions along the way. And you don't know how it's going to turn out until the very end. And that's what's great about the film. It's going to get you that adrenaline rush in the beginning, in the first act. You get a breather, then you go on this journey, and then before you know it, it's almost over, and you still don't know what's going to happen to the last frame.
Absolutely. Look, I got to ask, Mike, the Screen Rant fans want to know, if you were to return as Luke Cage like Charlie Cox did as Daredevil, is there anything about the character that you'd want to explore that you didn't get a chance to during the Netflix series?
Oh, I'm sure there's tons. I mean, there's tons. I mean, we didn't beat a dead horse there. We had more to do, but that's Marvel's character. I look at it as like, I had a good chance to play that role, and then it's their character. They can do whatever they want with it, and good luck. I mean, if they call me, we'll talk. But I'm happy for Charlie to go back and do Daredevil again, because I know he really loves that character. But I had a good run. I was really appreciative of the opportunity. But I'd like to focus on things and just try other things. I never look back. But Luke Cage was a great opportunity.
Look, guys, the Plane is fantastic. First of all, the action is amazing, and I love the story. The story is great. You guys did an amazing job. I want to thank you so much for your time.